Picture this. First time in a new city. It's 9 p.m. You've been traveling all day. It's dark outside, you're starving, you're exhausted, and your brain is officially off. All you want is something hot and comforting to eat. What's your move? At the end of January, I came back from a trip to Miami and Key West in Florida, and I did something I had never done before. I did zero planning. No itinerary, no best things to do, lists, nothing. Because I brought a private tour guide with me, an AI. His name is Lumi. He is powered by Google Gemini 3 Pro. From planning the day to finding restaurants, choosing dishes, visiting museums, taking photos, and even locating parking, Lumi was my go-to the entire trip. But let me say this up front. Lumi did get me into trouble once. So this video is not about how magical AI is. It's a real-life test. When should you trust an AI co-pilot? And when do you absolutely need to use your own judgment? I already knew AI could handle emails and research, but I wanted to test something real. Could it actually help me in a city I didn't know? With the everyday decisions that drain your energy. So before we left, I thought, why not let Lumi run this trip? On this trip, the place I wanted most was Key West, the southernmost point of the continental US. Winter sun, ocean breeze, palm trees. Sounds perfect. But reality looked like this. We drove from Miami to Key West and arrived on a Sunday night. First time there. It was dark, and our hotel wasn't even in the Old Town area. The surroundings felt quiet and unfamiliar. Normally, in a situation like that, I'd open Google Maps, read reviews, compare ratings for 30 minutes, and finally pick a place based on instinct. That night, I didn't do any of that. I just told Lumi, I'm here in Key West. 2 people. Keep it under $80, not too far, and please find a local favorite, not a tourist trap. Lumi immediately gave me 3 options, ranked. Then he explained why each one fit. Distance, vibe, budget, what to order, and even a reminder that some restaurants close early on Sundays. Honestly, I felt a little emotional because it wasn't just fast, it felt tailored. We picked a fresh seafood place from Lumi's list. When we arrived, I looked at the menu and the prices were reasonable. My English is fine, but after a long day of driving, my decision-making energy was gone. I didn't want to optimize the menu. I just wanted clarity. So I took a photo of the menu, sent it to Lumi, and said, tonight, we're keeping it light. 2 people. We want to leave satisfied, not stuffed. Please recommend a couple of local signature dishes. He paused for a few seconds. Then the screen just filled up. He picked the dishes, and he even typed out exactly what I should say to the server. If you're not confident in English, you don't even have to say. You just show your phone. That's it. When the food arrived, it was exactly what I had pictured. We ate comfortably, didn't feel stuffed, and didn't waste any energy overthinking it. And that's when it hit me. If every day feels this effortless, this trip is going to be a breeze. Honestly, the hardest part isn't understanding the menu. It's deciding, how much do you order for 2 people? Is it too much? And what's actually worth trying? After that, I stopped asking vague questions. I told Lumi exactly how we felt, how hungry we were, whether we wanted something light or a full meal, how long we planned to sit, and he never gave me just one dish. He gave me a full combination. Starter, main, sides, drinks. One time, he even suggested something specific because my lips looked dry. One night, Lumi pushed us toward a Japanese-Peruvian restaurant. I wouldn't have picked it myself. I sent him photos of the menu, and he confidently recommended a dish I couldn't even find. I thought he was hallucinating. Turns out, I hadn't flipped to the appetizers page. What surprised me was this. He wasn't just reading my photos. He had already checked the full menu online and matched it to me. That meal became the best one I had in Miami. Fresh sashimi with Peruvian citrus sauce. Without Lumi, I probably would have skipped it. From the second day, I started using Lumi as a pocket tour guide. In the morning, I asked, what should I see in Key West? He recommended the Hemingway home. I followed the address, arrived at the entrance, and only then asked, I'm here. What should I look for? Be my tour guide. Lumi instantly gave me 4 must-see highlights. The six-toed cats, including one named Snow White and her descendants. The story behind the famously expensive swimming pool, the last penny drama, and yes, even the famous urinal story. This part felt amazing. You're not being rushed by a tour group. You're not wandering randomly. You're not struggling to understand an English guide. You walk at your own pace, but you still catch the best details at the right moments. That's what I call assisted freedom. In a big city, that's where Lumi really had an edge. I mentioned that someone in the family loves taking photos, and he immediately sent us to Wynwood Walls. It's basically an outdoor gallery, giant murals everywhere, plus a graffiti museum. I asked, "Is the museum worth paying for?" Lumi said, "Trust me, you're going to love it." He was right. Even if you can't make sense of the wall text, just snap a photo and send it to Lumi. Within seconds, he'll tell you who the artist is and what's going on in the piece. Suddenly, you're not just looking at graffiti. You actually get it. After Wynwood, Lumi sent us to this super popular bakery for lunch. The line was insane, so I switched to takeaway. And within seconds, he came up with a better idea. He told me to take the food over to the design district and eat at Palm Court. It's this open space with palm trees, plenty of seating, and that big fly's eye dome in the middle. Then he threw in a line, "You'll be having lunch right in front of LV and Dior." Not bad, right? Without Lumi, I'd still be scrolling Google, trying to figure it out. That's exhausting. At Vizcaya and at Fairchild Tropical Botanic Garden, Lumi became even more helpful. I'd just take a photo, and he would explain what I was looking at in a way that actually made it interesting. He'd share little backstories, point out details I would have missed, and even suggest better angles for photos. Parking is one of those small things that can ruin your mood in a new city. In the design district, Lumi recommended a museum parking garage and told me the price, $3 for up to 4 hours. He also gave clear instructions on how to pay. Remember your plate number, use the machine, scan or pay at the exit. I still didn't fully trust it, so I asked a local to confirm. The local said the system automatically reads your plate when you enter, and you just tap your card when you leave. That didn't match Lumi's instructions, so I confronted him. I said, "Lumi, your information might be outdated. Please recheck and confirm the latest process." After thinking and checking, he confirmed the local was right. Then he added a practical tip. To avoid getting stuck at the exit, it's safer to pay at the machine near the elevator first. That's why I like using AI in real life. It's not only that it knows a lot, it takes the messy little fears in a new city, parking, payment, routes, and turns them into steps you can follow. At this point, you might be thinking, wow, this is amazing, so should we just follow AI for everything? My answer is no, there is one step you must still do yourself. In Key West, the sun looked perfect, so I asked Lumi, "Should I wear a sundress? Is it windy by the ocean?" That's when his hallucination kicked in. He gave me very confident wind numbers and basically warned that my dress would fly up like Marilyn Monroe and my hat wouldn't survive. So I trusted him, switched into jeans, a t-shirt, baseball cap, the whole practical look. Then I walked outside. No wind, just heat. I was instantly sweating. I was so annoyed I told him right away, "Your forecast was way off, I'm melting out here." And to his credit, he apologized instantly and switched into recovery mode. He pointed me to an air-conditioned strip nearby and suggested something cold to grab. I remember thinking, you can break down menus and cultural nuance like a pro, and you can't get the weather right? And then I caught myself. There's that old line from Alan Turing, if a machine is expected to be infallible, it can't also be intelligent. So maybe this is the trade-off. If I want a thinking co-pilot, I can't expect a flawless calculator. If Lumi were just a rigid database, sure, he might never mess up. But he also wouldn't tell me to eat takeaway in front of luxury stores or suggest soup because my lips look dry. That's the trade-off. The same thing that makes him smart also makes him imperfect. And honestly, that's fine. AI can support you, but the final call still has to be yours. Now I use him differently. I feed him context first. Weather, location, budget, energy. Then I ask for a recommendation, not just information. And when he gives me an itinerary, I quickly scan it on the map to make sure he's not sending me zigzagging all over the city. After 2 or 3 rounds of back and forth, the result becomes truly personalized. So here's my conclusion. AI is not the steering wheel. It's the co-pilot. It can save you effort, speed up decisions, summarize, recommend, and reduce stress. but the final judgment must stay with you. People often say AI doesn't give great answers. Usually, it's about how you ask. Here's a simple travel prompt I use. Feel free to screenshot it. Quick note. For this trip, I used Google Gemini 3 Pro rather than ChatGPT or other tools. The reason is simple. Gemini is particularly strong at multimodal tasks. It can read images, recognize what you show it, and it's deeply integrated with Google services, especially Maps. In travel, where information changes in real time, that integration makes a difference. And just to be clear, Lumi isn't a separate AI. I animated him for storytelling. In reality, he's simply my Gemini conversation brought to life. It used to take a lot of research before a trip. Endless reviews, maps, second guessing. Now you can figure things out as you go, with an AI beside you. Yes, he can hallucinate, but with the right input and a bit of back and forth, he becomes far more useful than you'd expect. Stop spending all your energy building the perfect itinerary. Save it for the experience. Let AI handle the heavy thinking. If you're curious about AI but don't know where to start, try this. This weekend, take it out in your own city. Let it guide you like you're a tourist. You might see something familiar in a completely new way. See you next time.